they made an effort when we were in our sort of late 15s to introduce us to the outside world, and what they had an idea, because you didn't have to go to bed until 8:45 when you were 15 and a half. You could stay up for another half an hour or something like that. And in that time, they made arrangements where you could, that they had a sort of a little club where you could go and have a question and answer session. And the idea was that one of the masters, the headmaster or someone like that, would sit down, and 4 or 5 of you older boys would go in and ask questions about life after school. And so, I thought, well, yeah, fair enough, I'd be a bit embarrassed, I didn't know what to do and that sort of thing. We only had 2 as far as I can remember. And he said to us when we all went in there, he said, right boys, he said, ask away any questions you want, and I'll see if I can answer them for you, what's going to happen to you and all this sort of thing, just ask away. I'm listening. There was a long silence, I can remember. And then I think it was me, or maybe it was one of the others, I've got a horrible feeling it was me. We just didn't know what to ask him. And I can remember saying, this question was, how do we deport ourselves when we pray? Do you do this? Do you do that? Do you do this? Or whatever it happens to be. And the chap, all respect to the superintendent, he was nonplussed. I don't think he'd ever been asked such a stupid question from somebody who was just going out into the world. They gave it up in the end. What it boiled down to was that we were so ignorant of the outside world at that age that we didn't even know what questions to ask. So how could I, in my misery as it was at the time, I'll always remember it was a miserable period for me, wondering what was going to go on. I didn't even know what questions to ask, how I would be able to cope with whatever situation arose. And then they wonder why you have so much trouble when you leave home, when you've been in one of those places. When I left there, I was 16 and a bit, and I had to go into the office to pick up my ration book and all that sort of thing that you had in those days. And I had my parcel with me few bits of belongings that were mine. There weren't many. Brown paper parcel. And I can remember the matron, who was a lovely lady. She used to play the piano at our services and at the concerts that we used to give, and this, that and the other. She was a nice lady. And I can remember saying to me, she said, well, Ronnie, well, we looked after you as best we can, and we hope you've had a good time here, and we hope you're successful. But she said, whatever you do in life, don't forget to say your prayers. So I said, yes, matron. And that was it. That was all the advice I had after incarceration since I was 7 about how to conduct my life. But as I say, that's the way the school was made.